She climbed on in a thrift store jacket, tapping my shoulder twice like habit, wrapped both hands around my waist, and we rolled out easy through traffic haze. No rally crowd, no county run, no outlaw myth in the setting sun. Just a Tuesday night and a diner sign, and her helmet bump in the back of mine. Two up on a Tuesday, ain't much to brag about, but I never rode more honest than on that simple route. Two up on a Tuesday, across the edge of town. Some men talk about freedom, I felt it in the extra weight leaning down. We took the back road by the nursery, past greenhouses and pecan trees. I pointed once at a half-dead barn. She squeezed my ribs like a quiet charm. At the stoplight red by the river span, I saw us doubled in a storefront glass. Looked less like danger, more like time, finally doing something kind. No speed, no show, just a borrowed hour and a soft ride home. At the diner she pulled off her glove, said, "You ride different when I come." I laughed and asked, safe or no? She said, "Like you, stop arguing with your own head." That line stayed with me on the ride back west, long after she climbed off the backrest. Two up on a Tuesday night, and somehow the whole world sat right. Two up on a Tuesday, ain't much to brag about, but I never rode more honest than on that simple route. Two up on a Tuesday, across the edge of town. Some men talk about freedom, I felt it in the extra weight leaning down. Then her footsteps on the porch. Fuel light came on in a dead flat place. No town ahead, no turn-off graze, just mesquite fence and a bacon lane, and the motor's starting to think about air. I tucked in close to save what I had, talked to the tank like a worried man. Every rider knows that private prayer when reserve is hope and heat is everywhere. Fuel like baptism, down to what matters. No one riding with me that day, no backup truck, no easy way. I passed one barn with the roof caved in, and a dog that never bothered to grin. That kind of stretch makes memory sharp. You think of all the times you didn't start, and all the men who ran too wide on less than fumes and too much pride. Fuel like baptism strips you down to what matters. Like a miracle of dumb good luck, a hand-painted poem by a welding hut. Cash only, shade gone, ancient hose, but I never loved a sight more close. I filled that tank till the fuel-kissed steel stood there laughing, and I reel it feels. A rider gets reborn in ugly ways on lonely roads and half-lost days. Baptism strips you down to what matters. Fuel like baptism, and the next good mile comes after. Under a motel carport light, I put the bike up for the night. Rear wheel warm and the sprocket black. Dust from 3 states on the luggage rack. Spray chain wax in a careful line. Watched it silver in the yellow shine, then lit one smoke by the ice machine hum, like a man with nowhere good to come from. Chain wax and cigarettes, that's how some nights get held together. There was laughter through a second floor wall, a TV preacher and a muffled call. I stood there with my gloves in hand, smelling solvent, rain and gasoline. Some men drink till the room goes soft. I'd rather lube the things I trust. There's comfort in a maintenance chore when your head won't stay indoors. Rear stand, dead moths, cheap room key and wander small work the rider leaves with chain wax, cigarettes and night, enough to face the next first light. Chain wax and cigarettes, that's how some nights get held together. Chain wax and cigarettes, a little care in bad weather. Speedometer quit last spring. Needle froze like a busted wing. Right at 50 on a county sweep, where the wheat gets tall and the shoulders steep. I never fixed it, just learned to hear the motor note in every gear. A rider gets by with less than truth, if the wind and the machine still do. Speedometer stuck at 50, and I ain't been that man in years. Now every run looks calm on glass, even when the white lines blur right past. Funny thing a broken gauge can do, make a liar out of speed in you. I thought about life that way all day, how some old damage learns to stay, looking steady from the outside frame, while everything under it changed. Dead needle, live road, some things quit showing and still get old. Stop noon, I caught my face in the pump top chrome and heat warped haze. Saw a little less fighting mouth, a little more miles worn around. Still that frozen dial comes home with me, a joke, a warning, a memory, that not all truth arrives in numbers. Some rides just tell you when to suffer. Speedometer stuck at 50, and I ain't been that man in years. Speedometer stuck at 50, still I ride by move. Saturday morning in the driveway shade, I laid the old cut across the tailgate. Saddle soap, soft brush, coffee cup, getting last week's weather out of the rough. Road grime deep in the shoulder seams, bar smoke stitched in where the thread runs thin. People think the life is gas and noise, sometimes it's leather and a little patience, boys. Saddle soap Saturday, that's a biker day too. Not every mile gets sung about, some just need tending through. Saddle soap Saturday, sun climbing over the shed. Take care of what carries you, that's what an older rider said. I clean the bugs off the headlight ring, wipe the fork legs till they quit looking mean. Check the brake pad where it topped the rear, found one loose bolt and tightened it clear. The neighborhood kids rode bicycles by, asked if that bike was hard to ride. I said, only when you're lying to it. They nodded like they halfway knew it. Saddle soap Saturday, that's a biker day too. Not every mile gets sung about, some just need tending through. Saddle soap Saturday, sun climbing over the shed. Take care of what carries you, that's what an older rider said. Cut hung clean and black, the bike sat ready by the gravel patch. No grand ride plan, no county run, still felt like I got something done. There's pride in miles and pride and care in the quiet hours nobody shares. Saddle soap Saturday in the shade, and a man at peace with the life he made. Saddle soap Saturday, that's a biker day too. Not every mile gets sung about, some just need tending through. Saddle soap Saturday, sun climbing over the shed. Take care of what carries you, that's what an older rider said. I spent all night in a rented booth, respirator on, chasing truth. Candy black over old bare steel, trying to cover what the road still feels. Tank hung high from a wire hook, sharp light harsh on the pages I took. Wet coat shining like a midnight light, with reducer fumes and a bloodshot eye. Paint booth halo hanging in the clean for one more day. There's no salvation in custom lines, only masking tape and borrowed time. Still I laid those flames just right, gold leaf thin in sodium white. My hands remembered every scar, from kickback starters and bent crash bars, and every stripe I pulled by hand felt like a map of where I'd been. Paint booth halo hanging in the haze, trying to make a hard old bike look clean for one more day. Outside, fresh clear coat in the blue first light. No woman waiting, no porch, no song, just a painted bike and the need to move on. But when that sun hit the tank just so, I saw the miles beneath the glow, and knew no color I could lay would hide trying to make a hard old bike look clean for one more day. Paint booth halo burning in my face. Some men repaint machines to see what time won't erase, and the clear coat cured in silence. Slip. I pushed the chop from the bag light step, open belt gleaming in the church bell light. No front brake and the seat set tight. This ain't the bike for rain grace. It's noise and vibration and a little bad taste. But when that clutch bites and the frame starts talking, I remember why I never quit walking. Open bell Sunday, loud enough to shake the dust. Not every ride needs a destination, some just need noise and trust. Open bell Sunday, with the sun up hot and wide, a bad idea built right enough to make a man feel right. Feel right. Yeah. People stare like I owe them facts about why the belt runs bare and black. Truth is simple and it ain't that deep. I like seeing the danger work underneath. I like the stones in the hardtail seat, the way the bars fight back at speed. Some men need comfort to call it real. I need a little bite in the machine I feel. Dry clutch, open spin, no cover over. What keeps it at? Industrial strip trip past chain link lots and abandoned brick. No soundtrack but the pulley whine and the wind hitting square at a stop sign line. By sunset I roll back in dusty and sore, parked it hot by the service door. Open belt Sunday, hands still numb, and I wouldn't trade that for comfort, none. Open belt Sunday, loud enough to shake the dust. Not every ride needs a destination, some just need noise and trust. Open belt Sunday, with the sun up hot and wide, a bad idea built right enough to make a man feel right. Feel right. Stretch my boots on the highway pegs, crosswind pushing on the frame. Late summer heat on the top of my hands, and bug smear ghosts on the windshield pane. 6 gear low and the motor sweet, running lazy underneath. That kind of ride don't make a scene, it just puts a little room between. Highway pegs of dust, that's how I settle out. A little less fight in the shoulders, a little less noise in the mouth. Highway pegs of dusk, with the sun falling slow. A man don't always need an answer, sometimes he just needs road. Past a couple on a loaded tour, camp chair strapped and a weather radio. Past a kid on a naked twin, head down hard like he had to win. I used to ride like one of those, every lane a thing to own. Now I leave some throttle in the grip and let the miles come as they will. No race, no plan, just a running motor and a calmer man. Pulled off once by a farm stand light, killed the bike in the purple night. Drank warm water by a stack of hay, then rode back out and rode away. There ain't much poetry in being wise, no headlines and arriving dry, but tonight that's all I want. A quiet run and a clean ride home. Dusk, that's how I settle out. A little less fight in the shoulders, a little less noise in the mouth. Highway pegs at dusk, with the sun falling slow. A man don't always need an answer, sometimes he just needs road.